Court of Owls. A secret society of Gotham's wealthiest families controlling the city from the shadows for centuries could be the main threat in the Batman Part 2. The Court of Owls theory has dominated fan speculation since multiple clues appeared across Matt Reeves' Batman universe. Created by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo in 2011 for the Batman comic series, the Court of Owls operates as an aristocratic cabal that has existed since Gotham's founding in the 1600s. They employ deadly assassins called Talons to eliminate threats and maintain their grip on power. Evidence supporting this theory starts with the Batman itself, where an owl-themed greeting card appeared at Mayor Mitchell's murder scene. The Riddler's second victim, GCPD Commissioner Pete Savage, may have been a court member based on the owl symbolism. More tellingly, the Penguin series finale showed courthouse curtains creating owl-shaped silhouettes in a scene many fans believe was intentionally placed. The show also emphasized the class divide and corruption among Gotham's elite, perfectly setting the stage for a shadowy organization pulling strings. Director Matt Reeves stated in September 2025 that the villain has never really been done in a movie before. While the court appeared in the Gotham television series, they have never graced a live-action Batman film. Robert Pattinson himself expressed interest in the Court of Owls appearing in future films. This theory represents the most discussed villain possibility because it fits the corruption themes while offering something genuinely new. The sheer volume of intentional references suggests deliberate setup rather than coincidence, though Warner Bros. Has made no official confirmation. Harvey's transformation. The question of whether Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face in this film remains unanswered, despite Sebastian Stan's confirmed casting. The Hollywood Reporter verified in January 2026 that Stan will portray Harvey Dent, Gotham's idealistic district attorney. What fans debate is the timing of his transformation into the villain, Two-Face. Reports suggest prosthetic makeup work is being prepared for the role, adding fuel to transformation speculation. The film is widely believed to adapt elements from Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's The Long Halloween storyline, where Harvey gets acid thrown at his face by Salvatore Maroni during a courtroom trial. Aaron Eckhart played Two-Face in The Dark Knight in 2008, while Tommy Lee Jones portrayed the character in Batman Forever in 1995. Given Matt Reeves' pattern of taking time with villains, as seen with Penguin receiving an entire HBO series before becoming a major threat, some theorize the transformation happens only at the film's end. This would set up Two-Face as the primary antagonist for a potential third film, rather than rushing his fall from grace. The transformation timing impacts whether this becomes Two-Face's origin story or Harvey Dent's final chapter as Gotham's White Knight. Reeves' methodical storytelling approach suggests he may resist hurrying Dent's descent into villainy, preferring to let the tragedy unfold across multiple films. This remains pure speculation, as no official plot details have been released. Holiday Killer. Scarlett Johansson's rumored role could make her the sequel's true villain hiding in plain sight. Reports have circulated about Johansson potentially being cast in a significant role, though Warner Bros. Has not officially confirmed this. In The Long Halloween, comics published from 1996 to 1997, a character becomes the Holiday Killer, who murdered members of Gotham's crime families. The Holiday Killer earned the name by only striking on holidays, systematically targeting the Falcone and Maroni organizations. In the comics, the murders were started to break the crime family's stranglehold on Gotham. Created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, characters from this storyline have never appeared in a live-action Batman film. Matt Reeves stated the villain has never really been done in a movie before, which could describe this approach. The film's October 1st, 2027 release date may be intentionally timed for Halloween, supporting the Holiday Killer theory. If a major actress joins the cast in a significant role, this theory would subvert expectations by making that character the secret antagonist, while Harvey Dent appears to be the obvious villain. Some fans have proposed alternative interpretations of how this storyline could unfold. The Holiday Killer angle fits Reeves' pattern of exploring corruption through unexpected perspectives while delivering something fresh to Batman's cinema. Joker's role. Barry Keoghan's Joker may return not as the main villain, but as a lurking presence setting up his eventual starring role. Variety confirmed in January 2026 that Keoghan will reprise his role after appearing briefly in The Batman, ending scene at Arkham Asylum with the Riddler. An extended deleted scene showed Keoghan's scarred Joker consulting with Batman on the Riddler case. Matt Reeves has indicated in interviews that Joker will not be the main villain of Part 2. Keoghan's version suffers from a congenital disease causing a permanent smile, inspired by the 1928 silent film The Man Who Laughs. The theory suggests Joker appears in limited capacity during Part 2, manipulating events from the background before becoming a potential trilogy antagonist. This would mark the first Batman film trilogy to treat Joker as a final threat rather than featuring him early. Every modern Batman film series has either opened with Joker or used him as a secondary character, making this approach genuinely unprecedented. If Reeves saves Joker for later, it would allow fresher villains to take the spotlight first, while building toward an explosive conclusion. The Court of Owls storyline in Part 2 could dismantle Gotham's corrupt elite, creating a power vacuum that Joker then exploits. This theory remains speculative regarding role size, though Keoghan's return itself has been confirmed by trade publications. Riddler Partnership. Some fans theorize the Riddler and Joker will escape Arkham together and team up against Batman. The Batman ending showed the Riddler, played by Paul Dano, forming a friendship with the unnamed prisoner later revealed as Joker. Both were imprisoned by Batman, creating a shared grudge against the Caped Crusader. A deleted scene with commentary from Matt Reeves revealed that Batman had previously sent Joker to Arkham before the events of the first film. The theory suggests both villains escape together to jointly target Batman in revenge. This would parallel Christopher Nolan's approach of balancing multiple villains, though reports indicate other antagonists will take center stage. In Batman comics, Riddler and Joker have occasionally partnered despite their differences. However, this theory conflicts with reports that Joker will have limited screen time and that entirely different villains will drive the main plot. The evidence for this partnership remains thin beyond their brief interaction, making it one of the less likely theories despite fan enthusiasm. Hush setup. A character connected to Bruce Wayne's past may be set up for this universe based on multiple references. References to the Elliott family have appeared across Reeves's Batman world. A reporter investigating the Wayne family was mentioned in The Batman as being killed by Carmine Falcone. The Penguin series specifically named the Elliott Bridge in Crown Point. In comics, Hush is a villain with deep personal connections to Bruce Wayne and the Wayne family history, created by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee in Batman issue 609 in 2003. The comic version involved elaborate plots targeting Bruce Wayne's civilian identity rather than Batman directly. Hush has never appeared in a live-action Batman film, fitting Reeves' statement about doing something new. The multiple intentional references across both the Batman and the Penguin suggest groundwork is being laid. A villain attacking Batman through Bruce Wayne's civilian identity would force Robert Pattinson to have more screen time as Bruce, addressing criticism from the first film. This theory has substantial supporting evidence based on the deliberate name drops, though no official confirmation exists about this character appearing. Christopher's corruption. Harvey Dent's father could be involved with Gotham's corruption, triggering his son's downfall. Reports suggest the film may feature Christopher Dent, Harvey's father. In DC Comics, Christopher Dent is portrayed as a troubled figure whose actions deeply affected his son Harvey. The theory suggests Christopher's potential connections to Gotham's corrupt systems could send Harvey into a psychological spiral. Combined with physical disfigurement, revelations about his father could transform Harvey into Two-Face. This theory elegantly connects potential corruption storylines with Harvey Dent's transformation, providing both personal and systemic angles. Discovering family corruption would give Harvey's fall multiple tragic dimensions. The theory ties together rumored story elements, though it remains entirely fan speculation connecting separate details. This represents one interpretation of how Harvey's character arc might unfold. By the way, if this type of content interests you, I create videos like this regularly. A subscription would really help me out. Catwoman's return. Selina Kyle could return to help Batman uncover the Court of Owls conspiracy. Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman left Gotham at the end of The Batman, but her connection to the city's corruption runs deep. Selina discovered her father was Carmine Falcone, making her intimately connected to Gotham's criminal underworld. The theory suggests she returns after hearing about escalating violence or learning the Court of Owls murdered someone close to her. In the comics, Catwoman has worked both with and against Batman, depending on their aligned interests. Her skills as a thief give her access to places Batman cannot easily reach, making her invaluable for infiltrating the court's secret meetings. The Court of Owls controls Gotham's elite through blackmail and murder, exactly the kind of corruption Selina despises after watching it destroy her mother and her own life. Reeves established genuine chemistry between Pattinson and Kravitz, leaving their relationship unresolved. Bringing Selina back would provide emotional stakes while advancing the conspiracy plot. She could steal documents proving the court's existence or witness a Talon assassination firsthand. This theory remains unconfirmed, but fits the noir detective tone Reeves established, where allies operate in moral gray areas. Penguin connection. Oz Cobb's rise to power could make him Batman's entry point into discovering the Court of Owls. Colin Farrell is confirmed to return as the Penguin in Part 2, following his character's evolution in the HBO series. The Penguin showed Oz ascending to crime lord status in Gotham's underworld. Matt Reeves confirmed in September 2024 that Penguin becomes one of the entry points into the movie. The theory suggests the Court of Owls approaches Penguin due to his newfound power and influence. When Batman pursues Penguin, Oz could tip off the Caped Crusader about the court's existence to save himself from capture. This would bridge the Penguin series with the film's plot, while maintaining Oz's role as an information source, rather than the primary antagonist. The theory explains how Batman discovers the court, while keeping Penguin relevant, without making him the main threat. Reeves' specific use of the phrase, entry point, suggests Penguin serves as a gateway to larger conspiracies. This remains speculation about the specific nature of Penguin's involvement, though his return and importance have been confirmed. Robin introduction. Dick Grayson may be introduced despite the grounded tone, setting up Robin for future films. Leakers have claimed Dick Grayson will appear, though this has not been officially confirmed. Neighborhoods referenced in The Penguin have sparked speculation about potential Grayson connections. Dick Grayson is the original Robin, created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger in Detective Comics issue 38 in 1940. Chris O'Donnell last played Dick Grayson in Batman and Robin in 1997, nearly 30 years ago. The Batman showed Bruce connecting emotionally with the mayor's orphaned son, establishing his empathy for traumatized children. Reeves mentioned the sequel needs to raise emotional stakes. The theory suggests a brief civilian introduction in Part 2, with the full Robin debut saved for later. This would mark the first proper live-action Dick Grayson Robin in decades, while differentiating from Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, which avoided the character entirely. Many fans remain skeptical due to the realistic tone and concerns about child endangerment. The theory distinguishes between Grayson appearing as a civilian child versus donning the Robin costume, with the latter potentially reserved for future installments. This remains an unconfirmed rumor rather than an official announcement. Trilogy Plan. Matt Reeves may be planning the full trilogy arc to conclude his Batman saga. Reeves and Mattson Tomlin finished the Part 2 script in September 2024. Part 2 was delayed to October 2027, creating a 5-year gap from the first film. James Gunn's DCU will introduce a different Batman, creating potential brand confusion. The theory suggests Reeves is planning both sequels to wrap his trilogy before the DCU Batman arrives. Peter Jackson filmed the Lord of the Rings trilogy with careful planning, while the Russo brothers shot Avengers Infinity War and Endgame back-to-back, establishing precedent for ambitious multi-film approaches. If true, Part 3 could follow relatively quickly after Part 2. Sebastian Stan's casting as Harvey Dent with clear Two-Face implications suggests a multi-film arc. Completing Robert Pattinson's trilogy before James Gunn's DCU Batman debuts would prevent audience confusion and give Reeves' vision a proper conclusion. The extended development time could reflect careful planning of a complete story. This remains entirely speculative, representing optimistic fan theory addressing the long wait times, though no evidence confirms simultaneous planning of Part 3. Arkham Asylum. The sequel may explore Arkham Asylum as Batman investigates the Riddler's followers. The Batman ended with the Riddler imprisoned in Arkham State Hospital, where he met the Joker in the final scene. The film showed Riddler had cultivated online followers who carried out the final attack on Gotham. The theory suggests Batman must enter Arkham to interrogate the Riddler about his remaining supporters and their plans. This would force Bruce to confront the psychological damage his crusade creates, as Arkham houses villains he helped capture. In the comics, Arkham Asylum represents Gotham's failure to rehabilitate rather than simply punish criminals. Reeves could use Arkham to explore whether Batman's methods truly help Gotham or simply cycle violence through the system. The Joker's presence adds danger, as he could manipulate events from inside the facility. Batman visiting Arkham also sets up potential future villains, as the institution houses Gotham's most dangerous minds. This theory fits Reeves' grounded approach by examining the consequences of Batman's actions through a realistic lens. The asylum setting provides opportunities for tense, psychological scenes, without requiring fantastical elements. While unconfirmed, Arkham's setup in the first film suggests it will play a larger role moving forward. Multiple villains. Part 2 may feature numerous antagonists simultaneously, rather than a single main villain. The Batman balanced 5 major villains, including Riddler, Penguin, Carmine Falcone, Catwoman, and Joker. The sequel could employ a similar approach, with the Court of Owls as the overarching threat, Harvey Dent transforming into Two-Face, possible holiday elements, Joker manipulating from Arkham, and Penguin serving as the street-level entry point. This multi-villain structure would mirror Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy approach, of balancing multiple antagonists in single films. The Court of Owls, by nature, involves numerous members, rather than one person, automatically creating multiple threats. If Harvey transforms late in the film, Two-Face could rampage, while the court orchestrates larger schemes. Different villain interpretations add layers, regardless of which proves accurate. The Penguin's confirmed return as an entry point suggests he facilitates Batman's investigation, without being the primary threat. This theory argues that asking which single villain appears misses the point entirely. Matt Reeves may be crafting an ensemble of interconnected threats, rather than following the traditional, single antagonist structure. The first film proved Reeves can juggle multiple villains effectively. This remains speculation about narrative structure, rather than specific confirmations, though the pattern from the first film supports the possibility. If you found this valuable, subscribe so you never miss new content. Thanks for watching.